You generally don't say one. Uh,
Fucking professional over here, man.
I know. I'm trying. Goddamn. Okay, so all this is set up. Hooray, huzzah! Hello and welcome to all the people not watching yet.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, we are back in the land of glorious insanity. I've got a mic that needs to be off camera. All right. So we last left off with the newest batch of recruits to the Ravencrest army being put through what is essentially their final test, facing off against replicas of several giants. A fierce battle ensued. The hell, Carl? And, yes, the conscripts came out resoundingly victorious. Good for them. They were met by the leader of the organization, Cadane Montliara, an elven man, who informed them that you are inducted into the Ravens with the information that they don't exactly have the room currently. They don't have a house ready for you. So in the meantime, you'll be in the tents, but you will have access to the extra message board in a couple of days once they get all the necessary paperwork set aside. You are given a day or two to kind of go about your business, settle in. Most of you have kind of come in from various other places. So, at last we left. Kess went out to the bar to get drunk somewhere. If I remember, Luther decided to go looking for either religious or political something or other, but I can't quite place my finger on what.
We'll just say I'm looking for thieves again. I'm looking for Thievy Guild, Thievy stuff, Thievy shit.
Okay, so you're trying to make a contact with the seedy underbelly. Solvi is sitting next to a cat girl. Okay. Some people have different goals. That's fine.
Solvi. Learn to pronounce it. You're supposed to be my husband.
Yeah, well, when I say it, it's with an accent, so it doesn't matter. So.
Oh.
Let us go to. Let's jump into it here. Because we've got maps. So we have people who have kind of dispersed a little bit. So
Shacked.
looking shocked, I imagine that is.
Fuck off. I've been drinking.
I'm sure that's an excuse in some regions.
Yes, let's put a keyboard in front of you.
Welcome to D&D, the drunk texting game.
Somebody got shacked.
All right. So Dominic, where were you headed off to?
Scouting out gambling.
Scouting out places for gambling. All right.
Dressed as somebody else in case I get kicked out.
Experience or?
I'm gonna guess that's a yes. So you were disguised as your dwarven companion.
Yes.
All right. Well, on your way, basically following the main road out, you do get to about where the central bridge is that leads across the gap in the river. That would lead to the proper part of the town. That being the case, you do see a giant, what could only be described as a giant pirate ship, just kind of sitting in between two cavernous paths upwards that led up to the Crown Theater. There is a sign that says on it "Holidays," and it is a bar, a restaurant, and from the few days that you've been here, you do know that it is run by a man named Leander Holiday, who is reputed to be a pirate, or at least a former one, before moving him and his ship up here into Ether. He is also an Arctic elf. If you're going to find gambling, the closest spot probably would be here at some point.
Then I guess that's where I'm going.
All right.
By the way, as he walked by me to leave dressed as me, I patted him right in the middle of the back with a just really dusty handprint.
Okay. He has been marked.
Just because. He hates to be dirty. I know this.
So the ship has a lower gangplank that goes into what is essentially the cargo hold area, which has a bit of seating, and there's essentially like a sub deck that has the more, I'll say, rough and tumble part of the bar. Going down there, you see that there's a grouping of various soldier types here who have come off of their shift and the whatnot. You see a couple of sketchy-ish looking people, or at least mingled in with the off-duty guard types. You see a couple of people who, I don't know, who look like their skill set is probably less than what would normally be considered approved. But you do manage to see a couple of people sitting at a table with, handfuls of cards, playing some variant of poker with one another.
I just realized I don't have any money in my list.
We're gonna say for sake of expediency and ease, everyone will have we'll say 50 gold on hand, unless you had it for some other reason. So that'll be a thing.
Well, Dominic's just gonna grab a seat and scoot himself in without saying anything.
Okay, it seems to be 3 elven gentlemen. All of them seem to be, let's see what we got here. What is list? Yeah, it seems to be three. You come across. Let's see. Well, they're. It's a pair. It's a pair. It's seems to be triplets. Elven youths, blonde hair with green eyes, and kind of dusty-looking leather armor, sitting there playing with the cards. And just one of them just kind of looks up, middle of the hand, just, "Can I help you?"
I'd like to be dealt in.
Okay. We're doing 5 gold a hand.
Well, I'll toss the gold onto the table.
All right. So that. Do you happen to have proficiency with cards?
Sure do.
Alrighty then. So we will have you make a check with them. We'll consider this to be wisdom based, we'll say. Dope. Not that you can tell one of them apart, but the first round goes to one of the triplets. Wish there was a better way we could do this. Unfortunately, I can't see it right now. But you spend... How much are you willing to lose and or gain? I mean, where's your cutoff point?
I mean, he's technically addicted to gambling, so I would say all of it, but I think I'll stop at 30 total
30? Okay.
for losing.
Alright, so we'll have that go a couple more quick rounds. As you're basically spending, the better part of an hour just playing back and forth. So give me one more check. Okay. So, yeah, for the better part of an hour, you spend with them. It kind of goes back and forth, but about at the end of that, you will probably net yourself around 30 gold. During the course of that, you probably... I'm gonna guess you have a drink or two.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, so with...
Just as a dwarf, I have to.
Just as that's true. You are... Actually, give me... Oh, wait, you had... Let me see, what was your total beforehand? I believe... Yeah, a 27. Okay, had that massive crit last time. So let me check. Yes, just in case. Alright. Apparently one of them is paying attention. So you introduce yourself as whom over the course of this?
I'm Jasper Barzak. And I'm technically speaking with a Scottish-ish accent, I just can't do it myself.
That's fair.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Organize.
Remember, there's no such.
There's no such something or other. Okay, so you introduce yourself as Jasper. That's you. You are your dwarven companion. Over the course of this, you will learn that these three are Malia, Amura, and Anadiah Mistweaver. They are head of a group of forest guards around here, known as the Star Cats.
That's cute. I want to join them.
So you, as you're bantering, you basically get the feeling that they have a similar base talent set as you do.
Is their talent to look alike?
They are, in fact, actual triplets. There's no disguises amongst them. But barring that, they're not overly friendly, but you get a little bit of information out of them as you eventually take a decent amount of money off of them. So we have, we'll say, Luther. You went off searching for less than
Thieves'
squeaky
Cats.
clean people.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me investigation, if you would, please. Alright, so poking your questions around here, you are given... Not given, but you kind of get the... Some of the information you get a... you hear a name whispered of someone running something less than above board. You actually get a couple names. You get the name of a man named Solar, and also the name Desire. Solar apparently can be found somewhere down in the Undercroft, whereas this Desire is out in the farmlands. And this
Awesome.
will probably cost you about 5 gold and a couple hours worth of time to negotiate as you do.
Gotcha. While I'm out asking questions, do I see any marking signs, any organizations claiming dominion here?
Let's see. Seems like you're
That's-
probably in the. You don't see any like thieves guild markings anywhere.
Well, specifically like gang territories, anything like that.
Seeing as your initial search would likely be in the market districts, there doesn't seem to be.
Cool. Well, I'll probably keep it up for a few hours then, and turn in.
Okay. So we'll move on. Carl, what are you doing as everyone kind of settles and scatters?
Is there any good painting spot? anything worth painting in the area, or maybe the city? Can I get a good vantage point?
Uh,
Huh?
yeah. There's several places to that have vantage points. The Crown Theater is one of those places when the illusions kind of scattered.
Oh yeah.
You don't know if you'd be able to get access into there, but the overlook just outside of the gates does kind of give this expansive, sweeping view of the city, as the city is tiered on an incline, essentially. With at the point you're at, you are a little bit above the what is it? What did I even have that listed as? The Shining Terrace, which is the topmost layer of the proper City of Aether, which has the Mage College, the barracks, the governmental buildings, the temple. You're sitting a little bit above that, and as you're kind of overlooking from the main gate of the nest, you can see the crown, as the tip of the Crown Theater kind of overlaps a little bit to in line of the temple down below, and has a waterfall that fills the central pool of the temple, and kind of assumedly provides water to the rest of the city as well. But there are definitely breathtaking views, especially seeing as how you've been in the desert for the better part of a year.
Well, I would like to find out whether this or the other one would be a better vantage point, just outside of the city, or here would this be preferable? Like, which one would probably fetch a better price as far as a painting would go?
Well,
perspective-wise?
that's all up to the eye of the artist and how well you do.
Erg.
If you need tips, let us know.
I thought you hated backgrounds.
Shh.
Are you encouraging landscape paintings there, Panda?
No, I never do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Lol.
No, you want.
Well,
But it depends on if you want, a landscape from within the forest, because you can head back down there. It's a couple miles or so to reach the edge of the forest line, or you can take this sweeping painting from here.
I'll just go with the sweeping one, and we'll just give it a try.
All right. Go ahead and give us a check on your painting supplies.
I'm not sure if it's the correct attribute, but is intelligence the correct attribute for painting supplies?
We're gonna say dexterity for this. Okay.
Woohoo!
You're spending a couple of hours getting this perspective shot of looking out over the kind of the tiers of the city and into the forest, which stretches on for miles beyond and kind of hits the horizon, the horizon of your view, and kind of just fades into you're just out of sight. So you're spending a good couple hours there, and at the end result, pretty nice. I mean, it's definitely something for better work.
Sweet.
So, Mr. Jasper, what is it that you were at the end doing with the rest of your day?
I'm not really sure. I don't. I guess. I really don't know.
Okay, we will.
Just kind of like tidy up the camp, make it more homey. Maybe just kind of explore around.
All right.
Basically, just keep it busy.
All right. So you kind of explore the area. Are you exploring the city or kind of around where you're at?
Where I'm at first, and then depending on how much time's left in the day.
All right. Well, it's like mid-afternoon by the time you were all finished. So, the nest, it has the area in which you're in. Like I said, you have the tents, which you and the group that you were fighting with are the only ones currently in residence. But you've heard that sometimes people could have languished there for months at a time before getting placed into a house, just basically waiting for other people's contracts to be up and not renewed, or certain people retire after a little while. You do find which is essentially a Raven's Market, where the other adventurers have basically set up either message boards or kind of hang out there occasionally during kind of peak hours, like after mealtime and whatnot, to hawk some of their wares, some of the adventuring supplies that they don't quite need, extras, or to be looking for people doing the same. Usually they'll give each other a bit of a discount because, well, they're all working for the same organization, and it's basically kind of like a flea market, but only for the Ravens. Leading out to the the main walkway back down to the city, there's several plots of land that certain people on their off weeks or whatever can tend to. There's a rotation, and normally people in the tents are kind of designated to tend to these fields that take some of the burden off of them buying supplies into the camp. Beyond that is a large open dirt courtyard, which has several informally placed rings where and a couple of mock dummies where some of the other ravens go to spar, practice their archery, and various other things. A little further inwards is where all the unit houses are. But as you are not in a house, it's kind of, unless you have official business, you tend not to go those ways too. People all mingle in the lower levels.
Okay. You said there's like a trading post kind of flea market.
Yes, there's the what they call the Ravens Market, and there are various. I mean, there are some supplies that are laid out that are base things. You'll find a lot of the in-house selling various base supplies at a discount. The basically Kadane and his house have set up places where like you're getting like a 25% discount on basic stuff, like pittons, rope, poles, your basic adventuring staples, traveling rations, things like that. Nothing like magical or highly alchemical is on discount, but yeah, if you're like, oh crap, we need a rope, just go there and they've got a person working as a shopkeep who can give you a discount because you are part of the organization. To which everyone also has an armband. It is a black strip of cloth with a red raven on it. And this designates you as part of the nest.
Okay. Yeah, not really interested in any of it.
No, but it is a good resource in case.
Indeed.
Let's see here. So yeah, and this area is not exactly all that busy right now, and the mess hall is generally fairly empty, seeing as how it is you and your group, who is pretty much the only people in the tents, and this usually gets more attention from people who are really short on their own personal supplies, like from the houses, but mostly is catering to people in the tents. So we will, Torin. You were cowering in the corner. Is that what
That's
you're up to?
No,
know,
it
you're
is
not
not.
You're not cowering. Yes, I know.
No. After Torin is finished studying all the wide varieties of languages that were written in his notebook that kind of just random to him, he has noted all the wonderful languages all of his comrades speak. After then, Torin is going to go in search of a monk's temple.
Okay. Go ahead and give us. Yeah, you'll roll investigation if you would, please. All right, so you go wandering out into the town. There doesn't seem to be anything like a monastery in this town.
Well, in that case, if there is no monastery, then he's going to find a quiet place, most likely shaded and grassy.
Well, there's various parks around here. The Shining Terrace has just open grassed in areas with a couple of large trees flanking the temple grounds. From your vantage point, there's several spots, as you can see, where there is grass and trees and the like.
I like here.
Okay, that's down on the base levels there. A lot of farmlands you're seeing.
Okay. I like here. I don't know, Quinn.
Well, no, I'm just saying you're exploring. I'm telling you what you find.
Are you yelling at me?
Does it sound like I'm yelling?
I don't know. Does it sound like I'm you or yeah, who's yelling? I don't know.
Moving on.
GG. 10 out of 10 would argue again.
Yep. But yes, there is no shortage of places for you, quiet places for you to kind of get away and enjoy some peace.
Sounds good. You'll not find me most likely.
Okay. So you go get lost within the city somewhere. So
Sounds good.
that leaves us with Elia, who is next to Solvi,
No, on.
Above.
above on.
Around.
Yes.
In?
Well, that escalated quickly. Oh my.
Sophie, the cannibal of the group.
I mean, we were joking that Solvi was just a trap, but holy shit. Um, so, how is that going with you?
Well,
You apparently have a lap full of a very young looking girl with cat ears and a tail.
there's a cat on my lap, and I do the normal thing of pet the cat because I don't know. That's what my brain says.
That's what many people's brains say.
Mine's usually shove the cat to the floor, but I don't think that would work in this situation.
Uh-oh.
Is it okay if I sit here?
Yes.
Oh, good. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable, but you're really comfy.
Hi.
Hi.
Well,
And
she
then
is a
we find
friendly
out
one,
she's
isn't
very allergic to cats.
she? Yes, that would be tragic.
Yeah, she is.
Now, what did you say your name was?
Typey, type,
Keystroke.
type, type.
Elia?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Elia. My name is Alfia, and this is Solvi.
Nice to meet you.
I couldn't help but notice that your talents revolve similarly to my wife's.
Yeah, we make a pretty good team.
Oh, you mean my unicorn?
I had not seen that sort of ability before.
I think I picked that up with the fairies.
Fairies, you say?
The face.
It was most helpful.
With so many people, I'm glad that there's going to be someone else who can carry the burden. I did not wish Solvi to be overly taxed. She is a strong woman, but with so many, normally she is only expected to look after me.
I will look out after Sophie by looking after everybody else.
I would appreciate that.
Same.
Well, it seems like you are comfortable in your location. Is there something that you want, Zoe?
I kind of want to know what's going on. Like, we were fighting some giants in a hilltop, and now we're here.
The preamble for that is that you have that was your essentially your final exam, a basically a combat test, as being part of this organization is going to require its members to be involved in well, some wet work, as it were. But you specifically, the two of you had come. You kind of jacked a magic boat that you didn't know was magic at the time, chasing off after the thieves, but got lost in the darkness.
That sounds like
yeah. You got the two of you had a bit of a rough time at sea, but when the light finally came back, picking a kind of a northward direction, you happened upon a channel. Following that in, you came to the city and were looking to gather more information, and decided that for the time being, seeing as how there was no leads, to kind of sign up here to be of use, where when you found out that they send people about into the world. So it's essentially a jumping off point to, hey, we can earn some money, keep ourselves sharp, and wherever we go we can inquire as to whom the foul desecrators are.
Well, I just want to find the disc and go home. It's so stressful out here.
Yes, there are quite a few people here. But, well, while you rest here, I will go and find you something for your supper.
Okay.
Are there tastes that you have? Mentioning over to the girl in the lap.
What's wrong with the girl in the lap?
You are being addressed.
Was I?
Yes. You were being asked if what you like for food.
Well, fish if there's any.
Sure, I can go and find something of that. I should be back shortly. And Alfir will make his way out and into the city.
So, it's nice to meet you.
I heard you talking about a disc. What were you talking about?
Oh, it's just, it's just an artifact of my faith that has gone missing.
And you think it's here?
Well, no, I don't know where it is, but I hope to find it. I feel that if we find it and bring it home, then we can rebuild.
Well, maybe I can help with that too.
Oh, how so?
I don't know, but I'm pretty good at finding things.
Well, maybe you can. I think that's kind of why we're here. Maybe somebody here knows something about. So, what brings you here?
I just didn't have anywhere else to go.
Hmm. Well, it seems maybe that we have that in common, maybe? We kind of got lost at sea and just wound up here.
Well, that doesn't sound like fun.
No, but it should hopefully point us in a direction somewhere.
Well, anything's better than being lost at sea, so I'm glad you got here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here too.
Now kiss.
I have a husband, thank you.
Hilarious.
I think he wants to see it.
We don't know that.
Hilariousness.
Such blushy.
Much blushy.
So, as the night starts coming to, it starts kind of creeping in. Is there anything anybody else wishes to accomplish with their day?
No.
No.
Not getting lost going back.
You're able to find your way back to the nest.
Gold Quinn.
What?
It was a gold, Quinn.
Okay, fine. Roll wisdom then.
Fine.
You want to make this hard? We can make this
Or
hard.
intelligence, whichever one's lower.
Bitch.
You make it back fine. You tart.
Only the best kind, darling.
Uh-huh, sure.
You may continue.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that everybody ends up back at the tents.
This shit
Free
is
lodging?
intense.
Sure.
Okay. Wait, was there something else you wanted to do?
Is that addressed to me? No.
That's addressed to pretty much anyone who wants to do something with the rest of their night.
Unless I pass something on of value that I can swipe on the way back, no.
No, there's kind of a lot of eyes around here, and a couple of people who seem to be fairly well trained to pick up on people's sticky fingers, we'll say.
But who would suspect the dwarf?
The really tall dwarf.
He looks so
Really?
The anti-dwarf.
He looks so trustworthy.
He's like Andre the Giant almost, a midget Andre the Giant, i.e., a regular person. So, the next day, you are greeted by and where the hell is that? There we go. As you kind of get up and get yourselves generally ready for the day, not knowing if there's really much of anything for you to accomplish in the next day, but there'll be a kind of a tapping on the main door before it's opened up. And comes walking in this human male. Looks to be in his early 20s with brown hair, green eyes, and a basically some... Oh, geez. What is even going on over there? Oh, boy. But he's got a simple clothes with like a leather duster on, and crossed over his waist are a couple of belts with what look to be bullet cartridges. He's got a couple of gun belts on him and a pair of revolvers at his hips. He comes walking in and just, hey, excuse me. I don't suppose there's anybody who's in charge of all of you, is there?
No, we haven't picked a leader. Figure we get placed and see what happens then, right?
Yeah, I guess for the time being you might want to figure that out. I don't know whose contracts are coming up. Anyway, name's Rue. I've been designated as your contact here for the nest. I've got some supplies for you to go through, mostly food. And, yeah, it's going to be a little odd for the time being, because you're not formally in a unit, but you are intended to go in. So, I need you to basically go through the supplies here, and then later I'm going to be back with a couple of files. Hopefully the lot of you will have sorted out your... well, you're going to need someone to speak for you guys, at the very least. Someone to be a de facto leader.
Make it the mute.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, hell.
Clearly he is the voice of the party. But, yeah. Someone who can get back to me, who, when we have some assignments to roll to you, that can talk to me and we can do all the official paperwork. But I guess he'll go and pull in a cart. That's like a small, like, think like at a Costco or, you know, one of those big box stores. There's push trolleys.
They have a Costco?
They don't have a Costco, but it's the best.
What's a
it's
Costco?
the best.
Well, maybe there should be a Costco then.
Maybe there should be, but no. It's basically a pallet cart that he pushes on with it, which has a small, but it's like kind of a 3x3 crate that has essentially dry goods, linens, things to make your stay a little more comfortable because you've got a bunch of twin beds, essentially, that you're on with small bunks, and these are extra blankets and just something to make it seem like you're not in a wholly communal area. Little personal touches or small comforts, as well as foodstuffs to prepare for each other. And it takes about an yes, this Kess makes himself a shawarma empire. Everybody else makes a whole food market, or wholesale market. But it takes a little bit to get all that unpacked and sorted away. And Rue will leave you to decide amongst yourselves what your structure is going to be. And he said he'll be back in a couple hours. Leaving you all to your devices.
Before he leaves, Luther will pipe up. So right, that's our supplies to live on until we get in the house. Like, we're just kind of setting up shop out here then.
For the moment, yeah. We don't have an actual house, which is... Thing is, we organize the house as groups of 7, is what we do. So that would split half of you into the math isn't right here, and we don't have the makeup to kind of split you into 2 houses. There's not enough of you for that, too many to go into one. So we're having you set up shop here for the time being until the higher-ups essentially figure out what they're doing with their lives.
Right. And you said structure, like you just mean a leader? Do we also need what? What kind of structure are you talking about?
Mainly just leader, second in command if you are comfortable with doing that. Basically just a person or persons that will basically come and talk to me to basically do a lot of the official paperwork. When you take assignments, when you're turning them in, evaluations on other people, general administrative type things.
All right, perfect.
All right, well, I'll be back and, well, hopefully if I've got any such luck, you might have some assignments ready to go for you.
Wait.
So, the floor is yours.
Are you asking me to dance?
Cats don't dance.
Yes, Miss Dimple.
A roleplay bow. And then a leap. Alright then, so we were asked to figure some shit out. Okay, for instance, I grew up poor, alone, all that shit. I haven't let anyone ever. So, there you go. What about you? Anybody? Head of a family? Had a pet dog? No pet dogs, huh?
Well, technically I was a pet.
Outstanding.
always been with Alfie.
We were not
Alfie?
big on keeping animals that were not for a purpose.
Right, that's fine. No, maybe you didn't get it. I meant, did you ever have to train anything or tell anything what to do? Human, pet, whatever.
It was not ranchers, unfortunately. Can't say that I have much in the way of experience there.
Well, alright, let me shift it this way. I'm willing to take second command, but I'm not willing to lead anyone. So the rest of you can figure it out.
Torin, what are you writing? I can't read it.
Looks as though he's volunteering.
Oh god.
I was looking at people who actually move their mouths. Well, anyway, so wait, did you reading. Oh, there you go. Torin, right? You're in charge.
Oh hell.
When they called for volunteers, no one stood up. No one stepped forward, but many people took a step back. Torin didn't catch the message.
Too busy writing, didn't notice everybody move.
It's like technically he stood in the sense so everyone can read his notebook, and they were like, "Ooh, volunteer, yay!"
They didn't even read, they just assumed he was volunteering.
Nice.
Right, so that takes care of structure. What about I'm sure we have other needs. Anybody cook? We got all these supplies. Thoughts?
I'm sure we have a couple thoughts.
Go on.
No, I meant hookers.
Right.
I know how to cook. You take the meat, you hold it over the fire. Done.
Awesome, we have a chef. Magical.
I will slightly interject for the other individual who has been kind of off in the corner a little bit. You have Kess at as the mention of cooking. You hear kind of this deep dwarven chuckle.
Oh yes, he cooks.
He cooks.
I assume Kess would then bat down my statement of, oh no, we have a cook. He's like, no, I'm the cook.
No, we're going to. I'll show you how to cook.
Well, easy. Does anyone have a burning passion to keep things neat and tight?
Yes.
There you go. Now just do it everywhere.
Crap. You tricked me.
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to. I mean, thank you for volunteering, though. That's real teamwork right there. As second in command, I will tell the first command to possibly Copenhagen.
That's cool. These controls do not agree with me.
Yeah.
I'll stop and look at the notes from the first in command.
Torin is taking note of who is doing
Excellent.
in the language he can read. Well,
Hey, you're the one writing.
Well, what else do we need? If we're going to be stuck here for a few weeks, we might as well work together.
I assume you mean like in town and at home.
Right, how do we take care of ourselves when we're not out there in the wilderness fending for ourselves, kicking ass and doing whatever it is we do for these people? Like, love, what are you good at? Like, I saw you heal, that's great and awesome, I appreciate it. All absolutely wonderful. What do you do? Go on.
I can help navigate, but that doesn't really help here.
Yes.
I mean, perhaps your talent's helping others, yeah?
Well, yeah.
Like, Cass needs help cooking, if we need help cleaning, Dominic needs help.
Solvi and I have been caretakers of a shrine for years at this point. Basic maintenance is something we are capable of.
Torin gives this concerned look. So small.
Torin, I can help you. I'm excellent at reading. You can write, and I'll just sit on your shoulder and read writing. That way it'll be much quicker. And I'm shoulder size.
Shoulder size.
Speaking of shoulder size, what's Carl been up to in all of this madness?
Carl's just sitting, watching everybody talk. Carl has no skills aside from painting, basically.
Interior designer. If my tent doesn't look fabulous by tomorrow, there's something wrong.
Start hanging landscape paintings everywhere.
Well, boss, leader, maybe this might work out. Like, give it a shot. Like, I don't like reading things, and she likes doing it. So, go ahead, try and tell me something.
Wait. Put me on your shoulders first.
Eliafira has requested the uppies. No game is no game is complete without them.
Do we have to call it that?
Yes.
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 Clearly I'm not.
Motion has passed.
It helps me visualize you jumping at his feet with your arms up in the air, with your hands grasping.
That's probably accurate.
I'm getting Opie flashbacks and I'm delighted.
I can only type so fast.
Wait, am I on your shoulders yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you?
I don't know. Did you pick me up?
I leaned down for you.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Then she will
Your
climb
fire
on
when you're
herself.
speaking. Fire.
Okay, so I have made a list. Well, he has. In case anyone forgets. Sophie, would you like to be general help?
Well, it was mentioned helping in the kitchen. I wouldn't mind learning to cook a little.
small one. He wants to know if you're the official artist.
Yes.
I don't know if Torin can actually see your lips though.
Should I write it? Actually, can I even write in your language?
Common.
Everyone speaks it.
But if he can't see,
It was a bad joke. It's okay. We're over it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, he wants to know anyone else.
Just as a sound off anyway, I have Torin, Luther, Cass, Dominic, Sophie, Elia, and Carl. Anyone else?
Don't think you mentioned Jasper.
Just
Jasper's been pretty silent through all of this, too.
I'm just kind of over in the corner, like meditating, ignoring whatever's going on.
So there's a whole lot of chaos going on right now.
Oh wait, I got something good.
This is ordered as
Other than the cooking thing, because, I mean, food. Food roused my interest. Ah. Wait, does the paper ball hit me?
Would you like me to roll for that?
Just give us a dexterity check.
Did you want me to do that?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
Oh, no. Nope.
I mean, it caught his attention a little bit as it kind of like catches an air current, just.
Ah, what the crap. What do you want?
He wants to know what you're doing. What job you're doing.
What needs done? I'm good at digging.
I mean, if we need holes, sure. I don't know.
It's seems like some of us don't exactly have general marketable jobs here.
Good at digging. I'm good at using mason's tools. I am good at attacking things. Other than that,
I'm sure he'd make a perfect undertaker.
I mean,
that I would.
that if they don't want to put us in the house, we can just have them build one, right?
That's a wonderful idea.
It'll be an underground house, yeah. It's the way I like it, anyway.
There is something secure about a below-ground dwelling.
He wants to know if you want to do general labor.
Yeah, why not? General labor. Whatever anyone else needs help with.
Well, I am relatively handy with an axe. I can get us firewood if we actually ever need it.
I mean, that's right, fair enough.
Mr. Riskaberry wants to know if that's all.
I think that's everyone here. All right, raise your hand if you haven't got a job.
Oh, this is delightful.
Well then, I guess it's time to break open the supplies and turn this group of tents into a camp.
Now, when we say the tents, it's kind of a misnomer because this is kind of like a lodging house. You have it. Think of like the interior of like a military-style barrack with an attached like front room. But yeah, for whatever reason that has not been adequately explained to anybody, this place is called the Tents. But you're actually very much inside.
Your use of language has betrayed me.
Yes, I know.
I feel betrayed. I don't know if I can trust you anymore.
I am, I kind of am the DM. A healthy amount of skepticism is, well, healthy. This will probably not be the last time I betray you.
It's okay, I still love you.
I appreciate that. I still love you too.
I don't think it was the first.
No, it wasn't.
Pretty sure that was when we got in the game and you said roll for initiative.
No, that's not a betrayal. One of the last games I started off by just murdering them all, just flat out. It was great.
Well.
Oh yeah.
Okay, to start today's game, you find yourselves in a cavern. Oh no, a rock slide.
No, more like they were in a great antechamber with a runic portal on one end, and this very cult leader looking guy on another, and room full of cultists, and yeah, they had the life drained out of them within the first 5 minutes after their healer got ritualistically stabbed to the chest with a serrated sword.
Oh, I think I was there for that.
You were, in fact. In fact, 2 of you were there for that. One of you was a crotchety old man,
and the other was a hot pirate chick.
Yeah.
Don't be weirdly referential. Nobody gets.
It's okay. I get it, and I'm happy. Yes, Torin.
So, I mean, if we don't have to make it a camp, I guess we are good to go about breaking down supplies. Luther will give a hand.
So it takes you a little while to break down the supplies, get things put in. There's a very basic looking kitchen here, but Kess will look at it and basically say that he'll be able to make something out of it. Oh, what madness is this now?
Can't leave out the important part of Jasper's job title.
General labor. And digging.
And
As long as you keep me away from the farms, we should have a good day. Unless they need tilled, I can do that.
gives a thumbs up. I keep forgetting you're still on my shoulders.
I'm enjoying it.
Just perched cat girl. Sounds about right to me, really.
Everyone dies of cuteness.
Well, that was a fun campaign.
Yep. We'll be re-rolling our characters for next week. Good job, everyone. You level no. So, you go about breaking all this stuff down, getting yourself set up, and a little while later, Rue will kind of come rolling back up in here. So, everyone's settling in all right?
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Good, great. So, what news do you have for me?
Luther will turn and point to the cat boy.
We have a list.
All right. Decent division of labor there. So that puts you as in charge of everyone, yeah?
If that's what you guys are gonna call it, Mr. Berry's okay with that.
Okay, well, then I will, then these belong to you. And he will hand Luther a, basically a small file folder that has a couple of sheets in it.
Oh, awesome. So, what are these, jobs?
These are some of the extra mission postings. They filtered down through the houses and no one decided to pick them up. Normally they would go to basically the freelance board. But, well, we got the lot of you. So before we open them up to pretty much anyone who wants to take on some extra work, they're going to go for you guys.
Well, what do we got here? By the way, what are you? Are you like our agent or what's going on?
I'm in charge of, I'm the leader of one of the rank 2 houses. Basically in the general structure, you're in one of the, rank, I think it was rank, so he's a, was he rank 2? No, he was, scratch that. He said he was in charge of one of the rank 3 houses. Normally, people who start off at rank 4, have one of the leaders above them kind of take them under their wing and be responsible for them. Kind of a chain of command thing. But seeing as how you're in this weird spot, they had us they basically tapped one of us to take you guys on. So that's me, apparently. So yeah, I'm kind of your contact, kind of pushing things up the chain. I'm going to be the one handing you guys down a series of missions for you to choose from. You tell me which one you want to do. I file that paperwork. And away you guys will go. And
Carl
it's me.
wants to fight a dragon.
Did Carl
Yeah.
say that?
Carl is going, y'all, I want to fight a dragon.
hold on to that
Your
spark.
stares in incomprehension.
Should I kick the shin of the Shinjatter?
Mr. Whiskerberry wants to know if you can write your name in his book.
My name's already. I've already got my information down on a page, on the front page in there that shows you which house is mine on the map. For when he needs to come and give me basically the mission file with what one you're taking.
Thumbs up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to my place, and you can come to me with whatever file you want. Glad to see you guys are getting yourselves organized, and, well, I'm hoping you'll be all right.
I mean, me too. You say you were rank 3, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said before, what's in these files? I'm sure you've been here a while. You're a leader, right? So,
Yeah.
give us a breakdown. How are these things usually presented? What's a good job? What's a bad job?
Well,
What should we be on the lookout for?
a lot of these have been curated, so the higher-ups take in requests from all over the place, and they kind of do a cursory look into who has a legitimate claim. Something to kind of preserve the nature of our business, I suppose. What's a good job, what's a bad job? That depends entirely on what you guys can do. I mean, the leader, Whiskerberry, was his name, I guess. But there's a few missions in there, assignments that have been handed down that you can engage in. You, amongst yourselves, decide which ones you want to go on. Bring it to me. There's all sorts of things that people ask for, and the money's pretty decent, but some pay more than others because, honestly, there's not everyone can afford to shell out a huge amount of money.
Fair enough. And, oh, by the way, I don't want to step on your toes or make you feel uncomfortable, but he told me it was Mr. Whiskerberry.
Mr. Whiskerberry. All right. I'll keep
Yes,
that in mind.
Mr. Whiskerberry.
I'll keep that in mind.
Luther will walk off and just hand the folder to the boss.
All right. You can come and find me when you have what assignment you want to do. I'll be either way. I'm going to need that folder back in by the end of tomorrow, whether or not you want to take any from this round or not. Depends on how quickly you guys want to get to work. But anyway, I'll see you guys later.
So Quinn, I was wondering, like,
Yes.
do I just say this one and then you pick for me, or should I actually give something?
What?
Because we have some requests for dragons around here, so.
Oh god, I made clicking away from Discord. Fuck, no. Bad. Terrible. Terrible idea. Shouldn't be looking at. So, no, there are requests there. You don't get to just make up a quest.
Tell me the request.
Okay, well, there seems to be 5 slips in here. First of all, the cover sheet shows that basically it shows you the house of where Rue Talon is located at. It also lists his second in command as a person by the name of Tabin Foe. Beyond that sheet. Oh fuck! Woo!
Wait,
That's
but
spicy.
I'm 4 foot. That should be high enough for a vote.
Not even for the kitty rice, sweetheart.
Ooh.
The kitty rides.
Oh, meow. You know what? I'm gonna make the horrible pun. Aaliyah has apparently made herself the secretary. I'll show myself out. I know it was terrible. I'm not apologizing.
You don't need to. You're fine.
So, how are you going to go about this? Because this is written pages here.
Okay.
So, I'm going to imagine there's some kind of system you're working with. Are you having Elia read over your shoulder, or what's going on here?
On top of his shoulders.
Same difference. One's more clingy, though.
She's going to start. I'm reading names now. Torin is going to point to specific job titles for her to read out loud.
Okay, so this will essentially be paraphrased through Elia. Is what I'm hearing.
In a sense, yes.
All right. So we have the first one is a request coming from a place called Arlek. The requester is a priest outside of the city by the name of Elise, who wants you to find a one of their what can I say? One of their frequent messengers has gone missing, and the request is to find them. The payout to that is 1,000 gold. The next mission comes from a town called Faded. A Mayor Winchell wants you to track down an item for him. He is offering 500 gold and a series of alchemical items. And my pencil broke. The next mission comes from a Mr. Gavin Tarot, who has heard whispers of shadowy figures lurking within the Voltos woods, and he is requesting aid to repel them from his cabin. The next mission is coming from a town by the name of Cebu. A noble there wants to clear an old family home from Targovista to... He wants it cleaned out so that he might be able to move in and reclaim his birthright. He is offering 700 gold and a magical weapon. And there is an individual by the name of Father Kelborn out in at a place in Iskandrin called the Thunder Plains. There is a infestation of undead that he wishes dealt with so that he may cleanse a temple devoted to his faith.
Of the undead, you said?
Yes, there's an infestation of undead there. He is offering 300 gold and items of cleansing, it says. And those are the missions. Those are the 5 essentially cover letters missions that have been made available to you.
One, two.
So the third one you wrote down there, you didn't write much about it.
The one where he's hearing noises in the woods.
Yeah. Like, what was there a
And we
Reward
exterminate for free.
just for free?
Yeah, I didn't get the price for that one.
Mr. Taro is offering 300 gold and a magical object.
Well, so I guess some of this might depend on what we're good at and what we're equipped for, right? For instance, the first request there sounds like it might require a form of tracking, which, I mean, I'm a hobbyist, but I wouldn't say I'm a professional. Well, I think I can get it done, and that one pays pretty good.
Mr. Whiskerberry wants to know if we want to start with what offers gold.
I mean, it seems logical to me, unless anybody's got a burning reason to take something else.
I'm down for a magical weapon.
Right, but, I mean, it's a crapshoot, unless it says what the magical weapon is, you know.
I mean, it's something you could sell if you don't like it.
I mean, that's fair enough, but is it a shitty magical weapon? Like,
Look, we're clearing shit out of a palace. Take what you want.
sure, maybe.
He did say that he wanted to move in afterwards.
Well, I mean, right, but it...
That doesn't mean he has full stock of what's in there.
Right, it could have been looted beforehand, too. You never know.
Fair enough point.
I'm sorry, this vase got damaged in the fight.
700 gold and a magical weapon probably evens out to more than the highest gold value.
Y'all, I agree.
I'm
Go
good
for
with
the 700 gold and magical weapon.
Mr. Whiskerberry really doesn't want to go to the Haunted Forest, and I second that one.
We're not. That was number 3. We're choosing number 4.
I mean, it seems like most people are leaning towards number 4. It's probably my second favorite of the options, but What are you gonna do?
Let's see here. Real quick. We'll have, let's see. Everyone go ahead and roll me a quick history.
History?
Can I kick
Yeah.
the tiny thing back?
The tiny thing will move out of the way.
God. You see, this is why we don't take you anywhere, Carl. Shit like
who?
this. Okay, let's see what we're
Apparently, only one of us can roll it. Well, two of us can only roll history. The rest of us suck.
Look, mine's dyslexic.
No,
actually-
you suck at history. You suck at this history, this particular instant.
True.
You're
Well,
not
here's
forever
here's
shit at history.
here's the thing. Dominic was actually rolling his with advantage. So Luther, Sylvie, and Dominic, as you're discussing this, Targo Vista is a predominant sounding place that you know because you're speaking of haunted woods. It is the ruined but capital city of the Arachime Valley, which is, well, for lack of a better term, this is a very haunted kind of woods. Specifically, Dominic, you know because you, on your way journeying from Atropos, had to pass through there, which Atropos had kind of landed almost on top of Targo Vista. So you've passed
Sure, let's go
through
back.
this period. Yeah, you have a general kind of knowledge of that area. A lot of monsters and, horror movie shit lives in those woods.
What's a movie?
Luther will hop in and say, well,
I'm kind of
And
curious.
he just says, well. Did he break again?
Ken?
do break again.
You. All you said was well, and then you were gone.
Oh, right. There we go. Well, if we're not interested in doing haunted, scary places, maybe this Targo Vista place, this sword and 700 gold or whatever, not a good option. Because it's pretty fucked up from what I remember. From what I heard, at least.
And I thought that was for the third option, not the fourth.
It's for both.
Or are they both in the same place?
Well, they're not in the same place, but Targo Vista, the job for number 4 there, involves some pretty haunted, scary shit.
Use your words, Carl.
Lol. Y'all, I think we should go anyway. I think the money offset is worth it.
I mean, that's fine and all. Are you equipped to deal with ghosts, specters, incorporeal things?
Remember, everything I use is magical.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I asked, are you equipped to deal with ghosts, specters, and
Well, won't know until we try.
Not the most sound of reasoning, but sure. That's why I like you, Carl.
There's something to be said about his positive attitude.
It's not like we can just cross it off the list and pretend it doesn't exist. We're gonna have to do it at some point anyway.
I mean, do we? Sounds like these things rotate out.
You never know. May end up with it again.
I mean, it also sounds like we have the option to say no.
If we end up with it again, that just means nobody else wanted to do it either.
Which is a pretty good sign, right?
Well, why, if that's so big and scary, why don't we just knock it out first? Then we can lay back and pick easier.
So Leader Whiskerberry's got something to say.
Oh, what's up, boss?
So with this new haunted information, vote. What do we want to do by?
I'm gonna vote for number 1 then. I'll hold up a single finger.
Is it the middle one?
Beautiful.
That's terrible.
If so, Torin has some signing to show you. Gonna like it.
It's a little more advanced.
A little bit.
Well, I kind of think if we're trying to get into a house, then we should probably do the big stuff that nobody else wants to. So I'm gonna vote for.
You cut.
Yeah, you cut out.
I'm going to vote for.
Oh, I got it. Y'all, I'm with
I
Zoe.
vote number 1.
Number 4.
Or 0.4, is that like an alternative option? Or...
There were buttons.
That's 4 with.
She's gonna
extra
go,
bad
but she's gonna hide in
things.
someone's bag.
Probably.
Oh, it won't be Carl. He's smaller.
Okay, so you're putting it to a vote in chat, it looks like there. Because I don't know who's keeping track of the votes.
We have some flip-flopping.
Alright, so wait. Dominic, 1.
We have
So that's
2 for 4, 1 for 2 for
3
1,
for 4.
3.
It looks like 3 and 3 right now. There's
Yeah, 3 and
basically
3.
one person that's gonna be tied.
So, I mean, we chose a leader too, and before we get to tie breaking or anything like that, we haven't decided if this is a democracy.
I mean, Carl could just kick the leader in the shins.
Well, he did.
I
He
mean-
did say that he wanted
Altair
to take a
didn't
vote. And there's also Kess, who's like,
Kess is staying behind and cooking.
Let's be honest. We all
Yeah.
know what Kess wants to do.
Kess is actually in favor of going into Adachime. He'll make mention that he's actually from that area himself.
So that's 4, yeah?
Which also means he wants stronger enemies and more shit to kill.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
For what it's worth, Alfair was selecting the 5th mission.
Thanks.
Odd man out.
Yeah.
Jackass.
That was to cleanse a temple.
Curiosity, we can only take one at a time?
Unless you want
I
to be
worry
utter.
about bringing Carl around priests.
Pretty sure he can defend himself from the little buggers, but I'm just.
I don't know.
I
The
completely-
kids kick, but it just doesn't stop them.
Oh God, that's terrible.
So
I don't
much-
even know. I don't even know what the. I don't even know what the original question is. I got myself distracted. Damn.
So much for pregame banter, eh?
No, it'll just be covered in the middle of the game. That's fine.
Who's a
I think he meant priest, not priestess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have no
Yeah,
official
I
priests
saw-
in the party, so
I
that's
saw where he. I saw where he
I
was going.
meant priestess.
Okay,
You
so Leader Whiskerberry says it looks like option 4 is winning.
Well, that's fair enough. It's not the first or probably last time that'll fall to horrible groupthink, but here we go.
Well, I suppose if you wanted things to be dealt with differently, you could have stepped up as a leader yourself.
I mean, not my thing.
casual glare?
Carl is scared. Just saying, you can't deflect that arrow.
Well then, so if that's our choice, what do we have to deal with the undead?
Well, it would depend entirely on what form of undead we are dealing with.
Think of the worst.
Well, that ain't good then. But let's do it anyway.
I am confident in my ability to deal with them in a conflict.
We think of the worst, we get there, we fit a bunny.
Carl's too optimistic to care.
Exactly. If we happen to find a bunny when we're prepared for a dragon, then we win, right?
No.
Beautiful. Let's do it anyway.
Oh God, more.
It's dynamite.
So that's 2 campaigns that I have to devise a killer rabbit for. That's delightful. Good job, people.
The great unbearable beastie.
Yeah, I've noticed the escalation in Torrent's title just in the last 20 minutes.
I'm like kind of loving this.
Next, he'll be Double Jesus God Emperor Torrent.
Double Jesus God Emperor Whiskerberry.
Oh,
The
sorry.
deity.
I'm sorry.
Torrent.
The deity formerly known as Mr. Whiskerberry.
Well,
It's
next time we
spelled
see,
with just a symbol.
next time we see Raoul or Rune or whatever his name was, I'm gonna let him know that it was. I'm sorry, I was wrong. It's Lord Whiskerberry. I don't want you to get it wrong. He might get mad.
We don't want that.
Well, if we've got exuberance and faith, then I guess we're all set. Boss, I mean, it's on you. You turn it in.
Okay, 1 second.
Sir Dingleberry.
It's Najulberry. Get it right. No one caught this reference. Najul Thornberry. Come on.
Yes, I understood it.
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
We just
I
didn't
thought
think it was
there was
funny.
some cultured swines here.
I think Dingleberry's funny.
Oh, smash!
Oh my god, really? Really, Jasper? As Squire? Come on, man.
Okay.
Hilarious.
The 5th.
6.
6. Whatever.
Thought you were good at reading, Torrent.
Shut up.
Hilarious.
Warren is also a little dyslexic, so shut up.
Sure thing.
Not good at reading multiple languages.
To be
Dyslexic would
fair,
have made that 4.
to
The
be
right
fair,
color
I
of the
don't think Rome exists in this.
There are analogs.
Curiosity, does Braille exist?
Potentially.
If anyone hands me anything in Braille, I will actually hurt you with it.
Shit. Welcome to Disability Learning Corner.
So sit down.
Get it frickin' right, or you will be smacked in the face.
Bye, Torin.
By Torin.
Sophie can speak and read like 6 different languages, so I think just every time you ask her to write something down, it's going to be a different language.
She's just low key trolling everybody. So, your course of action now.
That I pulled the sheet and I took it over to Rue.
Rue, yes. R-U-E, by the way.
R-U... Oh. So you did, like, the color.
So, you and your mouthpiece, essentially.
Secretary.
Secretary.
Better.
Make your way to where Rue's house is located. Knocking on the door, it is... The person who answers is a tall and thin individual, standing little over 6 feet tall, with long silver hair, an elven individual with ice blue eyes, wearing a very dark cloak cast about their form. Just looking at... Can I help you?
Torin will just hand over the paper.
We have something for Mr. Root.
You are the individuals that he is looking after.
Sure.
Very well. I will make for sure that this gets to him. The figure will reach out with one of these long fingers and kind of take the folder and just kind of open. And which assignment are you choosing to complete of these?
It looks like we're doing the spring cleaning one.
Cleaning, not leaning. Like that.
Yes. And when are you expecting to leave?
First thing in the morning.
Wait, well, what time is it now?
Yeah, I thought about that after I sent it.
It's kind of mid-morning going on towards noon by all things done here.
Changing my answer.
Is it to write meow?
We will
That-
telling it as soon as we can.
Immediately.
No.
Why is it that we sent both cats to do all this work?
Oh,
my
the cat
question.
puns are too strong.
Yeah, this. Oh my god.
Too fast and never be able to catch up.
This group is going to be impossible.
PAWS?
Yes.
So did we all go? Did we all go to turn this thing in, or talk about it?
No, just
The cat crew. The cat.
Just the cat crew, apparently.
crew.
They start coming back and get distracted at the yarn shop.
Yeah, it's... Someone
So the
cast...
rest of us are at the tent then.
Yeah, you guys are at the tents, which is essentially your de facto house right now.
Yeah.
Well, the figure will the figure will take the folders. Then wait here for just a moment, as the elven individual will drift out of sight. It's a little eerie in the way that they move. Oh geez, all of the... Okay. I'm gonna need to get some Twitch emotes at this point. Oh god, I want little Twitch emotes of all the characters' heads.
You're done.
So, they will drift off for a moment, and the door is kind of left ajar. You end up seeing Rue kind of wander by, see that the door is open, was kind of casually coming over to close it, and then just notice the two of you sitting there, just, oh, hey. So, you guys have already picked, huh?
Will shake his head. And points towards the inner parts of the building.
As there's kind of a shadow in the background kind of moving around. Just, oh, okay. Looks like Tabin's getting your file for you. Alright, well, good luck. And, well, as Tabin will kind of drift back to the door, kind of give a slight nod to Rue as as kind of a small, as a different folder is passed over to you. Tabin will glance over at Rue with an expectant look, where he'll go, yeah, this is a little bit more detailed information now that you've chosen your mission. So, yeah, where you will head off to is he'll take the page that you kept that had his map on there. He will point to a building that is in the rank 4 house housing area, that kind of that loop, which is this is the for lack of a better word, this is kind of like the transport room. This will take you to the nearest point to your mission. We've got a person there who will send you to the location. So when everyone is prepared and ready to go, we will. You go there. You will be sent to the essentially the chapter house for the nest on the other side.
Pair it up.
So, good luck, you guys. Looking to hear back from you soon.
Torin will give a thumbs up.
And you are free to go.
Okay, Torin will walk back towards the group.
Keystroke, 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 keystroke.
Hey everyone, we're back. So, Leader Whiskerberry says we're gonna leave as soon as everybody's ready.
5 feet, grab my bag, and go, all right, let's go.
Well, all right then.
Well, I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Thumbs up everywhere. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
I grab my bag, hoist my stone maul up under my shoulders, and I just walk right on out.
All right. So the lot of you head your way to the transport room, which is a relatively decent sized building. Walking in is a large chamber just beyond what is a small waiting area with a desk where there's essentially a receptionist. You pass along basically the signed writ that this is the mission that you're on, and where it is you're supposed to go. The individual will rise from their desk, go over into the large chamber that's got divided by this half wall with an arch over it. Place a set of runes into the floor in the center of this circle, and come out, and you see that it glows with this pale incandescent green light, and they will direct you to all step into the circle.
Hop.
And yes, in a flash, but as you're all gathered into this circle, the light just kind of visibly is drained in towards the center here. Your vision kind of goes dark as the light is drained in, and then there is this gentle pop as this, kind of, but this low, it's kind of like a low pressure wave that kind of expands out. And after this, pins and needles kind of tingle all over your body. It kind of fades, and you are in a similar room, but not quite the same, as there is another cloaked figure in just a deep black, thick robes, hood drawn over its head. You can't exactly see the individual within it, but you will, they will nod to you and kind of motion with one arm to the exit. The air here is definitely more. I'm going to say it's definitely it's more of a cool humidity than what you left. And stepping out into the streets here, you're within an area that kind of looks to be a bustling marketplace. The building you're leaving is a nondescript stone building marked only with a red raven above the door. Specifically, Dominic, you realize that you are in the streets of Atropos right now.
Honey, we're home.
Well, that was a bit different, but hey, boss, we got a contact. Someone we're supposed to meet.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I did not catch you at all.
Said,
Gotta make
hey,
sure
boss.
he's looking at you.
So we got somebody that we're supposed to contact, somebody that we're supposed to meet.
Quinn, do I have someone to contact?
You were handed a kind of a closed folder, essentially. Basically, think of like those Manila envelopes with the little tie at the top.
Okay.
But as basically as you produce this packet of basically deeper information, we will be calling things there because I need to to flesh out the last bits of this because I'm not going to prepare 5 or 6 different missions all at once. And this is a good place to kind of take it. Why not? Because because I have
Instantly
two
bad DM.
Instantly bad
What
DM.
if-
Yeah.
What if we had split into 5 different groups?
I can say that.
I can guarantee your survival. I wouldn't have to plan out too much because I don't think you would survive it.
Well, the thing is, though, the numbers are odd, which means one of us would have to go solo and kick some major ass.
Carl to the priest.
I knew that was coming.
That sounds about right. But no, welcome and welcome back to Atropos, the city of the dead, where the
Lovely.
Dream
where
come
the king Amadeus rules the underworld, the gateway to the underworld.
Rock me, Amadeus.
That's right. Finally, someone gets that one. Jesus.
I assume we know enough about Atropos to know that we're.
You Luther, you certainly do. Dominic does.
Really, we're the envy of the town.
Jasper.
Because we're alive.
Well, it's the city of the dead because it has the gateway to the underworld. The town itself is lively enough. There are some darker elements to it, but yeah, it's not a town of death or undeath. It's just it was known as the city of the dead mainly because of the gateway to the underworld. And the king who resides there, Amadeus Atropos, is largely known as the ruler of the underworld. Luther, you definitely know this. Mainly because for the longest time, Amadeus was seen as the antithesis to Anzu. They were basically the two largest faiths of the world, and they were vying back and forth for this, essentially the seat of who was the top dog around here, around Pangaea.
Is there any leftover animosity?
It's kind of like that teeth clenched, kind of like a teeth clenched peace, mainly since the Desert Keep's failed attack, essentially. You know the crusade that the advisors to the Desert Keep decided to wage, which the forces largely of Atropos kind of put down with kind of a nasty little boot. They defended themselves very well, which ultimately the lack of forces and the destabilization and the public shaming of the Desert Keep caused its dissolution, and subsequently the town of Sanctuary to form to distance themselves from the corruption of the Desert Keep and whatnot. But yeah, this animosity is on a personal level, but the two they're not on happy terms with each other.
Fair enough. Just means Luther will be hiding his any holy symbols he might be sporting.
Yeah, pretty much.
I assume there's probably one on the scarf and one on his shirt. Something. Yeah.
Something.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have one too. GG holy symbol.
You have a holy symbol?
It's basically like saying
Acolyte
who your
background,
favorite
remember?
team is.
I forgot. Whose symbol did you carry?
One second, I've written down.
So Shawarmamu.
Oh god.
I think it was Nija. Is there any?
Yeah, Nisha.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nisha's Nisha's Nijia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see any markings of that here, but yes, you do actually have a symbol. That's right. So yes, we will pick up with this next week for those who are going to be present there. I believe, Fluffy, you're going to be MIA for a couple.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that that the cat girl doesn't miss a week, because that would be kind of tragic for you people.
Yeah, freaking awkward as hell. Read the book!
Oh Jesus!
Shoves it in everyone's face too.
Oh god!
Don't worry.
That's
Only about healing. You're
The
not
entire
Literally.
office falls apart because the secretary is gone.
that's usually how it works, right?
I mean, somebody's got to keep. Hey, somebody's got to keep the boss happy.
No one knows how the phone system works or the
Speaking
coffee
of keeping
maker.
him happy, I was going to ask if he's sleeping with his secretary.
I mean, it's only been one night. Come on, give it a week.
I'm
mean-
to oblige.
I mean, this we don't know. However, realistically, most likely, unless he sends it to the couch or doghouse, would it be?
I mean,
Or two.
here's the thing. The sleeping chambers are all one large like barrack room, so privacy's kind of at a minimum.
That's fine.
Hey, I mean, you do
So
you.
What's wrong with sleeping?
I'm just saying that two of the bunks have been pushed into one at this point, so that's fine. Yeah, there you go. We'll see if that has any perks later on. Okay, but we will see you next week. All the good stuff. And, yeah, thank you all for joining.
Good times.
Very good times.